I'm Charlie Melton with Charlie Mike Precision. I'd just like to congratulate Talking Lead on their 300th episode. Glad to be a part of it.
Coming in clear.
Licking chicken.
Choking chicken.
Lick it before you stick it.
Countdown.
All right, lead heads, we are back with another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. I'm your host, Lefty, and this is episode 307, one away from the iconic 308. So we'll have to do something special for that episode. But I was just informed by one of our guests that 307 is actually around also. And I'll introduce our guest, and I'll let him do some splaining on that for you guys. So joining me from my left to my right, we have none other than our good buddy and world-famous sniper, Charlie Melton of Charlie Mike Precision, ladies and gentlemen.
What's up, Leadhead?
Welcome in. And to his left, we have up in Utah his cohort, his partner in crime, Brad Starr with Performance Guns and Tejas Rifles. Brad?
How is everybody?
Doing great. Just came off an awesome Independence weekend. So I'm sure everybody's feeling that a little bit. And then joining us also from Utah, another partner in crime, when he's available and not in the hospital, we've got J-Mack.
Hello.
USA, the official optics of Talking Lead. J-Mack, are you all drugged up? Are you going to be able to talk and be coherent?
I'm sorry, what? I wasn't listening.
That answers my question. Perfect.
Yes. He's like, I'm in traction.
And then a little further left, but not left on the political scale, we've got our good buddy Guy Connor with Southwest Telephone and Fortem Tactical. Guy. He's all choked up.
Took a drink right as he entered us.
Sorry about that.
Trying some of that America bourbon.
Best bourbon in America.
There you go. That's what one of our lead heads says anyway.
It's just not for breakfast anymore.
So, guys, welcome in. And lead heads, as you can probably guess, we're going to be talking about Charlie Melton's most recent shot down in south of Salt Lake City. I can't say where we were.
The desert.
The desert. A lot better location, I think, than last time.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. But we're going to get into that and more. But first, we got to thank all the sponsors of the Talking Lead podcast. And, of course, with Jeremiah here, J-Mack, Riton Optics, the official optics of Talking Lead. Welcome in, J-Mack. And I was trying to get on you a little bit earlier. There's been a release on Instagram of an optic that we've been waiting for, but I had to hear about it on Instagram. What's up with that?
The Riton pistol red dot? Yeah, they were trying to see. We have a pro staff program, and we kind of wanted to see how things would go if we just like pushed it out from like a grassroots kind of everyday kind of shooter.
Isn't that what we are?
You guys are next. You're top level, man. You're tier 1 stuff. These are
all our listeners are pro staff, baby. Come on.
They are really,
they're your biggest supporters. So
it's really cool. We've needed one for a while, and it's a nice addition to the.
So I guess it's official. I guess we can say it. I just saw that post, and I didn't want to get anybody in trouble. That's why I kind of secretly like, hey, is this real or is this photoshopped?
No, it's real deal.
Very good. So there you go, guys. Right on. And we don't have a release date yet. They're coming out with
August, probably.
Pistol red dot.
Yeah.
Now, is RMR like a trademark, or are all pistol red dots called RMRs?
I think Trigicon has like the RMR badge. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's like their deal.
Yeah, and I talked
Anybody
to
else?
you and Brady both, and neither one of you referred to it as RMR. You referred to it as a pistol red dot. So I thought there might be something, some kind of legal thing behind that or something.
Kind of like a Coke, or a soda.
right?
A soda. Yeah.
Or people say Trigicon. They think red dot. So I got you. Well, that looks cool, man. Hopefully, we'll get more information on that coming soon.
Yep. Well, I could tell you it's a 2-minute of angle dot in there, and it has like a cool cover to keep it safe, and it will come with a cool number of like adapter plates, so that it should work on just about any kind of slide that you have.
Does it turn on and off by itself?
Yes, and the battery, you can change the battery without having to take it off, which is nice. That was one of the things we were
Very cool.
We were wondering why anyone would ever have done that as we looked at the process. But yeah, super cool dot.
Very cool. That's exciting.
Very affordable, same lifetime warranty as always.
Very cool. So that's something to look forward to from Riton. But in the meantime, you guys can go and check out their full line of scopes, and they have rifle red dots. Check them out at ritonoptics.com. And it's Riton. It's not pronounced written. It's pronounced right on. As in,
Right on.
right on price, right on service.
Right on target.
There you go. X Steel targets.
X Steel targets.
The best, most affordable AR-500 steel targets on the market today are
X Steel targets.
targets. There you go. I mentioned last episode, if you guys didn't get a chance to go back and listen to the last episode, I had found some old SHOT Show interviews that I'd overlooked. We had Triumph Systems, Jared Ogden with Triumph Systems targets, had those cool bleeding targets. We had Kenny from Dasan. They're making those aluminum Glock lower assemblies. Very cool. And then we had the gang from High Point, Inland Manufacturing, and Barnul, or Bernal. I don't know how to say it. I think it's Barnal Ammunition, with Charlie Brown and Kara with SKS Supply. It's MK. I always call it SKS. It's MKS. I know as soon as I say it, SKS is like, nope, it's MKS. But they're used to that by now. Great interviews with them. Check those out. But we had talked about some jackwagons, and Nike made the Jackwagon Train last week. And Bud had made a post about, if you want to take it out on Nike. And then he had custom cut an AR-500 steel target in the shape of a Nike shoe, which was awesome. So they can do anything there at X Steel Target. So if you can think it, they could probably make a target for it. Check them out, xsteeltargets.com. So guys, speaking of the Jackwagon Train, before we get into talking about the shoot, which we got a lot to talk about, let's go ahead and take care of some Jackwagons. Gunny, bring that train in.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jackwagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
So the train is stationed, and as I told you last week, we only took care of one, so we've got several that we're going to take care of this week. And we're going to go through our guest. And do you guys have any Jackwagons that we need to take care of before we jump into our listeners?
I think they're doing a pretty good job.
Okay. Well, let's just start with you, Brad. Why don't you take one of our listeners' submitted Jackwagons there? Dealer's choice.
Let's see.
There's so many good ones. So let's talk about this lawsuit from the Las Vegas shooting, Brad.
Yep.
So there's a family. I guess one of the parents is suing several of the gun manufacturers, I guess, that were named as part of the gunman's arsenal that he had.
Right. It's the same thing they're trying to do with the Sandy Hook, all that kind of stuff. It's they would start something that would never stop, from cars and drunks and spoons and fat, and it's just...
They're opening up a Pandora's box, yeah.
Yeah. They don't know where it's going to stop. And it's not the manufacturer. It's just not.
No.
The guns can't do anything by themselves.
It's like if I have people over here at my pool and somebody drowned, and then the people wanted to sue the pool liners company, the concrete company, the diving board company, the
water department,
the pump company, the water company. Yeah.
Yeah.
The chlorine company.
Or you could just go back to a great American value, hold people accountable for their actions.
Yeah.
Right.
And it doesn't matter what they use or do.
That guy alone is responsible for this mass murder.
Right.
Exactly.
I'm surrounded by hundreds of guns for 40-something years, and not one of them sons of bitches has shot me.
Not a single one of them, have they?
None of them went out and did a mass shooting anywhere?
No.
So it says, this is Fox News is the dateline that we're taking this from. Las Vegas shooting victims' parents sue gunmaker over daughter's death. The parents of a woman killed in the 2017 Las Vegas shooting said Wednesday they would sue the gun manufacturers, plural, who advertised their products as easy to modify into semi-automatic weapons, similar to what was used by the shooter in a calamity that left 58 people dead and several hundred wounded.
That ain't going to take long. They came semi-automatic. Case closed.
This ties into one of the provisions from AB 291 about modifying a very obscure and poorly written piece of that as any kind of modification to a weapon. So I think they're just riding on the tails of that. I would think so.
And if they are, that also gets it away from the manufacturer. That means he modified, not the manufacturer.
Exactly.
Correct.
Case closed again.
Yeah. Yeah. It says the lawsuit alleges that gun makers advertise their AR-15 style weapons as easily modifiable to make them perform like machine guns and fire continuously. Although federal laws shield gun manufacturers from liability lawsuits, it's whatever the parents' last names are, say such branding of the weapons violates both state and federal bans on automatic weapons. Someone murdered our daughter. This is quote. The victim's father, James Parsons, told the Associated Press, someone should be held accountable for that. Well, we know who murdered your daughter, and he's dead.
I think he took accountability.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's still unclear as to whether he did or somebody took care of that for him, but he's dead.
Right.
And he's not ever going to do it again.
Case closed again.
Case closed, exactly. But yeah, I mean, again, this is a Pandora's box. I don't see how they're going to be able to get through with this lawsuit, but something you guys need to keep an eye on because it has touched so many people in this country because there were so many families and individuals that were murdered. Keep an eye on this one. Make sure you keep a pulse on it, and so go ahead and get in touch with your state, federal representatives and let them know that you're a Second Amendment proponent and this shit's not going to fly. So that's a good one. So let's go to our second one. Who wants to take number 2? All right, I'll pick somebody. Guy.
I'm looking for number 2 on the screen.
Let's do the attack squirrel.
I'll take the attack squirrel. That one rocks.
Let's do that one. So this is a owner of attack squirrel arrested on new charges. This isn't the first time he's been arrested, apparently.
Dude, I want an attack squirrel.
Right? Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be cool.
Apparently, there's a trick to it, and Guy's getting ready to tell us. Or not. This one comes to us from Leadhead. I'm looking for the attack squirrel one.
Got it right here.
Okay, you go ahead, and I'll find out who sent us that one.
Yeah, an Alabama man who denied feeding methamphetamine to a so-called attack squirrel. He considered a pet. Has been arrested on new charges.
Methamphetamine. Just feed him methamphetamines, and you'll have an attack squirrel. This is from Mark Peck. Leadhead Mark sent this one in. So what else is it going to say there? Because apparently this wasn't the first time.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the Limestone County Sheriff's Office tweeted that 35-year-old Mickey Polk was caught Thursday night following a chase in which he rammed an investigators' vehicles. Authorities had been seeking Polk on multiple felony warrants unrelated to the squirrel that he named These Nuts, which has been made infamous after police said they were warned about a meth-fueled squirrel that had been trained to attack.
And his name was These Nuts.
These Nuts.
This squirrel's name is These Nuts.
awesome.
I don't know if this guy's a jackwagon or my hero.
He's kind of in between.
Oh, this is hilarious.
That is pretty impressive.
How do you convince it to take the meth?
Put it in peanut butter, I guess. They'll wolf
Let
it down.
be calm.
He's got a little crack bottle.
It looks little miniature crack pipe. D's nuts. I love that. All right. Who wants to take the next one? Charlie, you want to take the next one?
Which one?
Well, we've got the, and this is coming from, I think, Ed Burton. It says, where'd it go?
Yeah, I'm having issues pulling up these articles because my internet is extremely slow.
Oh, is it slow? I was going to do the World War II where the bombs are still being exploding from Hitler.
Are those like the minefields they had set up? Is that what they're talking about?
Let's see. It says World War II bombs explode in German field. Residents of a town in Germany were shaken this weekend when a bomb from World War II suddenly exploded and left behind a massive crater in a field. The bizarre event reportedly occurred at around 4 in the morning on Saturday in the community of Ahlbach, Ahlbach.
Yeah, I'm sure there's tons of unexploded bombs buried over there.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, even in Guam, when I was stationed in Guam, they were all over. They were building new base housing out there, and they dug up like an old 800-pound, had to evacuate the whole base housing.
Crap.
There's unexploded ordnance everywhere.
Said when authorities investigated the matter the following morning, they were amazed to find a crater measuring 33 feet in diameter and 13 feet deep in the farmer's field. Police were initially dumbfounded by the discovery, conceding that they were uncertain as to how it could have been formed. However, a subsequent examination by ordnance experts determined that the crater had almost certainly been the result of a World War II bomb that had been a dud decades ago. Holy crap. You know, when you see in the movies, the ordnances come in and they'll hit right next to somebody and they don't go off and they're sitting there going, whew. Well,
don't hang out for that many years.
Well, 70 years later, yeah. It had a timer. It was a joke by Hitler.
Got him.
He's like, I'm still going to be terrorizing them hundreds of years later. But yeah, so that jackwagon is submitted by, I still can't find it. I think it was Ed. It may have been, you guys have sent me so many jackwagons.
Yeah. How do they know it was from World War II?
I guess they did some metal testing.
Oh, okay. There's some metal
fragments. Yeah, I'm sure there's probably.
Sure it wasn't somebody accidentally hitting the launch button flying over. Like, oh shit, that wasn't autopilot.
It could have been a government cover-up too.
Like, whoops.
Anyway, I'll find out who that was. But thank you for the submission. But they're actually nominating Hitler. So Hitler, welcome to the jackwagon train for that one.
My daughters asked me 2 nights ago. They were asking about Hitler and like what his idea was. And I said it was kind of funny. I didn't even think about it. I said, "You guys know Thanos from the Avengers? Kind of the same thing." And they all laughed. He just wants to wipe out half the people.
That is true.
But he says he's doing it for the good cause. There you go. Summed it up.
For the good of humanity. Yeah, whatever reason, it was for the good of humanity.
Could you imagine if he had the internet nowadays?
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's kind of like Al-Qaeda, what they're doing.
Yeah.
You know? All right, let's move on to our next one. And this next one's twofold. And we'll take care of the jackwagon side of it first. And Jeremiah, you said you wanted to run with this one.
Gotcha. So this one was interesting. Again, I have a daughter that just got a soccer scholarship, and we were watching the World Cup this recent weekend.
Yeah.
And because there's been a lot of talk about the Rapinoe, who's kind of one of the star soccer players on the female soccer team, and her political views are pretty whacked out. She plays on the American team and is here as an American enjoying all the fruits of what this country has given.
To offer, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, not even has to offer, but like has a lifetime of being in the most badass country in the world. So it was a bummer to see, but she had they won the World Cup, and there were some celebrations.
Which
off
is
and
awesome.
on.
I mean, in and of itself, that accomplishment, our women's FIFA They won the World Cup, so that's awesome.
Yeah, awesome team.
And then
and
she
mostly
has to go and do something like this.
Mostly awesome girls on it too. Yeah. Well, they were doing a kind of a celebration dance at the end, and I believe it was Rapinoe and the other girl's last name was Long.
Yeah.
They just dropped the American flag on the ground in front of themselves and danced around, stepping off and on onto the flag, giving amounts of shits about.
If you watch the video, the one girl, and I don't know if it's Long or whatever, she goes over to...
That's who dropped it.
Rapinoe, and she's like, hey, grab the flag, and Rapinoe's like waving her off like, no.
Yeah.
And then they set it down, she drops it, and then they start doing their little celebration dance. And then we'll talk about this, but I mean, it was only like a 4 or 5 second little thing that they did, but the fact, how they went about it, how they did it was very disrespectful to the flag. And I think they even had a course, on things to do and don't do with the American flag. Didn't I read that somewhere?
Yes.
And the thing that makes it worse is, honestly, there's a lot of people that don't know the American flag etiquette. I would like to think everyone knows it doesn't belong on the ground for any reason.
Mm-mm.
But it would be different if they just had terrible American flag etiquette and we were like, hey, that's not cool. And they're like, oh, gosh, sorry. But they're already hating on the flag and the country, and this just was fuel to the fire, and it wasn't an accident.
Yeah, so I looked this up on Snopes because she's being accused of stomping on the flag.
It was really kind of, they were dancing around.
I don't think they were stomping on the
flag.
Throwing
caution to the wind, basically.
I just don't think that she wanted to have the flag in this little celebration dance that they were doing. They discarded it to the side, which was very disrespectful, and it brushed over their feet or whatever. They were kind of walking forward away from it, and then this other girl, which we're going to talk about in a minute, comes in, and is like, hey, that's not right, picks it up. But I don't think they were intentionally stepping on the flag or anything like that. I just think they were just being very self-centered individuals at that point. Cameras were on them. They're hooping it up to the crowd kind of thing. They just won the freaking, World Cup, for God's sake. So no excuse for what they did, but at the same time, they're, it's kind of understandable to a certain extent. But yes, definitely this chick, because I think she is kind of a supporter of Colin Kaepernick as well and his antics of not standing for the flag. And one of the main reasons why Nike pulled their Betsy Ross flag shoe line that they were going to do for Independence Day. So yeah, she needs to do a liberty check on herself.
It sounds like she needs to move. She's already decided she doesn't like it here. So
has she publicly come out and said that she doesn't like America? Because I was reading something that says, she likes America. It's just like, America is the greatest country, but it could be better.
She was actually, and if I'm incorrect on this, I apologize, but I read an article where Rapinoe was, obviously she kneels for the anthem as well. The FIFA World Cup would not allow it. They said, basically, you will stand or you won't play.
Nice.
And so she stood, but she made some comments like, if we win, the winners of this usually get invited to tour the White House.
And she refused.
And she said, I would never go to the White House, hate the guy in there and what he stands for and like what's, and had some negative comments about the country. And I do believe that Trump made some sort of statement. I think it was on Twitter. He was like, in response to hearing this, the team's invited whether they win or lose, except for Rapinoe. That sounds like Trump. I like it.
That's kind of like what
y'all could come no matter what.
That's kind of like what he did with that ambassador from which country was that?
London.
From London.
And from England.
Yeah.
England.
Right. So some ambassador from England was talking schmack about Trump and his administration, and Trump was like, okay, well, you're not invited to the dinner.
Don't come.
Kind of thing. And I think since then that guy's been replaced or whatever. It was funny. But yes, so definitely U.S. flag code of etiquette states that as a matter of respect, the flag should never touch anything beneath it, such as the ground, the floor, water, or merchandise. Although it's not explicitly prohibited, touching a flag which has already fallen to the ground with your footwear, as Rapinoe did, can reasonably be presumed to be a gesture of disrespect and against the spirit of the code. But I think whether she meant to touch it with her foot or not, she was being disrespectful in that she, when the girl came up to her to like grab the flag and let's hold the flag up, she said no. It clearly states that. You see that without a shadow of a doubt. So yeah, this Rapinoe chick, definitely welcome to the Jackwagon Train. You're right up there with Colin Kaepernick. So this is our segue to Lefty's Heroes. I hear that Lead Force 1 zooming in for the landing to pick up our Lefty's Heroes.
Air Force 1, contact Reno Tower, 118.7. Have a good day. Air Force 1, push it tower.
So let's continue with this, Jeremiah. And we were talking about the girl who came in to try to save some respect for the flag after this horrible incident by Rapinoe.
Yeah, her name's Kelly O'Hara. She's actually a Utah player.
Oh, yeah? She's from Utah?
She's a midfielder for the Utah Royals. And find a video that shows her, because there are some videos that like only like to show the bad stuff, like the flag being dropped and danced around. Find the full video, because what you'll see is like a second and a half after that flag hits the ground and those other two ladies start dancing.
Yeah.
Kelly,
she was on it. I mean, immediately
railing in, like sprinting, and snags the flag up off the ground like immediately. And she took some really amazing pictures, like with her arms kind of spread out, holding the flag and stuff. So
yeah, she
rectified it as soon as she possibly could, which I thought was super badass. So
yeah,
it was nice cool. that that's America. Like that's like the story of America, isn't it? Like we have hard times, we have troubles, but we always like pull through in the end. So you always got some badasses that make it happen, like Charlie Melton.
Yeah, and there's a post that one of you leadheads sent in. It says, Real USA Women's Soccer MVP Kelly O'Hara. This is the woman who ran and pulled the flag from being dragged, dropped, neglected, and walked on by Long and Rapinoe, whatever her name is.
Rapinoe.
Whatever. She don't deserve a proper saying. Let us make this beautiful, true American patriot go viral. I support her ethical compassion for our flag and will make her pick go viral, and not the U.S. angry haters. Congrats to the U.S. women's soccer team. Go USA. So, yes, definitely you are getting a ride on Lead Force 1, Kelly. Thank you so much for your patriotism and for kicking. Whose ass did they kick in the – everybody's apparently.
Switzerland.
Because they won.
Switzerland? I think it was Switzerland. Yeah. Everyone that signed up lost.
What, Brad? You don't follow soccer?
Especially women's soccer, yeah.
Got so much time for TV.
Yes.
You find that surprising that he doesn't follow women's soccer?
Not a women's soccer guy. For the record, their gender probably plays no part in Brad's interest in the game.
So this next one comes to us from Leadhead Ed. And I apologize to you other guys. I'm trying to find who all sent these in, and I'm missing some of you guys. You just sent so many. It's hard for me to go through here, but keep them coming. TalkingLead@gmail.com, your Jackwagon submissions, your Lead Force 1 submissions. Send those in, and we'll read them on the air, and I'll try to get your names when I can. I'll just go through and read everybody who submitted stuff here in a minute. So our next candidate for Lefty's Heroes and gets a ride on Lead Force 1 is this kid out in Texas. He's a Texan. I think Charlie should do this one.
Texas.
Boy praised for tying the shoe of Honor Guard member during Texas 4th of July parade. How awesome is that?
That was awesome to see.
That is awesome.
Says a North Texas boy is being praised online after he stepped into the Arlington 4th of July parade and tied the shoe of an Honor Guard member. The boy, identified by police as Josh, ran out at the start of the parade after he noticed one of the Honor Guard members holding the flag had his shoe untied. Without any hesitation, Josh ran into the parade, kneeled down, and made sure the loose laces wouldn't trip up the guard during the march. And there's pictures. You guys can Google this. It's like everybody's getting a little kick out of it. But that's awesome, man. One, he's got eagle eyes to be able to, I guess, spot that over from the side.
Well, he's closer to him.
Black laces on black shoes, you know. Says, Wendy Smith snapped the photo at the parade and shared it on Facebook saying, we need more of this type in the world. Hell yeah, we do.
Yep. That's a kid that's been raised right.
Yeah.
Most kids wouldn't get off the couch to do anything.
Absolutely.
Yeah, even North Texas.
I mean, let's share more of these than this bullcrap. Rappy Pinioni, what'd you call her?
Rat
penis, I think it was.
Rat Finkona, whatever her name is.
You know what the picture of the boy tying those shoes reminds me of that kind of iconic picture. I want to say it was one of our president's small sons, but I don't really know the whole story. But there's an iconic picture where he's like saluting a casket going by with the flag.
Kennedy. John F. Kennedy.
Yeah, I thought so.
John Kennedy Jr. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's immediately I saw it and I was like, that's what this reminds me of.
It'll probably become as iconic as that. I mean, it's pretty cool. So there you go, guys. We got our 2 passengers for Lead Force 1 ready for takeoff. Unless you guys have any nominations for Lefty's Heroes? Get a ride on Lead Force 1.
Trump.
Maybe you can nominate him to be pilot.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Let Donald Trump be the pilot.
Yeah, he'd fly and tweet.
That's okay. We'll get a co-pilot to help him out.
Okay, we're good then.
So speaking of, before we take off, we are asking for nominations for the pilot, and I guess some of you are sending in co-pilots as well, pilots and co-pilots, and that's part of our giveaways that we're doing. We're giving away a Glock $75 gift certificate to their web store. It's good for anything on their web store, gun parts, barrels, tire, anything that they sell on their web store, up to $75. And if you do like a $300 purchase, then you get $75 off that $300 purchase. However you want to use it, it's up to you. We're giving 3 of those away, and for the first one, it's going to be the name that we pick for the Lead Force 1 pilot. And our nominations have been awesome so far. You guys have been sending them in email. You've been posting them on social media. And I'm just going to read some of the nominations real quick before Lead Force 1 takes off. And by the way, I'm piloting it today. I'm your pilot. Sit back, relax. It's going to be an awesome ride across America. Lead Force 1.
Eat a drink.
So who all have seen that movie with the aliens and the Starship Troopers? That's what it's called. You guys seen that movie?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like 1997. It's an old movie, but it's like one of those cult movies that every generation seems to pick up on it and watch it. So Jay Spiel has nominated Juan Johnny Rico, and he's one of the Marines from Starship Troopers. And I said it could be fiction, it could be dead, alive, could be an animal, whatever. Austin Whalen and Jay Edgar have nominated Chuck Yeager and Clint Eastwood. So I'm guessing that's going to be a pilot co-pilot duo there. Chuck Yeager, I understand. Clint Eastwood, just himself. Yes, he's played a couple of characters. In movies.
He stole that Russian plane.
Right? I think that qualifies.
Yeah, Firefox.
Yeah. Firefox, yeah.
Yeah, that was based on a true story too, I believe.
Yeah. Was it really?
Yep.
I did not know that. I'll have to go back and rewatch that movie now.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I remember it. I watched it several times when I was younger. Then we got one from Ed Burton. He did a post on social media with a World War II U.S. Army Air Corps pilot, and he didn't give me his name, but he nominated him. So Ed, I need his name. Send me his name. He's up for nomination. This is a good one. I would want this guy flying my plane, definitely. Did you guys ever see that movie Sully? Tom Hanks?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Also, they did a nice caricature of it on Saturday Night Live. One episode. It was hilarious. Chelsea Sully Sullenberger. Captain Sully.
Yeah.
He's the pilot landed in the Hudson River?
Yes.
Exactly. From the terrorist flock of seagulls?
Right.
Canadian geese. Canadian geese.
Dadgum. Immigrants.
Immigrants. That one's from Pew Pew RN. Eric, thanks for sending that one in. Jacob has a list of people here. Don't send me a list. I want like your top 1 or 2. Don't send me a bazillion. But Jacob said George Washington. Probably need to get him some lessons, but that's okay. They didn't have planes back then, did they?
No.
Chris Kyle. Chris Kyle's one of his nominees. George Patton, more famous for tanks. I mean, if you guys had selected a tank, I mean, he would be candidate for that. But it doesn't matter. They don't have to know how to fly a plane because we're going to teach them. So, and then, of course, he says Nick Dooley, which Nick is one of our listeners. So we got listeners nominating other listeners. That's hilarious. I love that. And then we've got from Brent Weber, Han Solo, the Millennium Falcon pilot. Pretty damn good pilot. I don't know. I think I probably want Chewie instead of him, though.
Yeah.
Chewie been flying longer.
He's got a cooler voice.
He's got long enough arms to do both. He can pilot and pilot.
Right? And he, for most of those movies, if you watch, he's pretty much doing everything anyway. The actor that played him died not too long ago.
What do you mean the actor?
I'm sorry, did I just ruin your childhood Santa
I
Claus
thought he was a
dreams?
real Sasquatch.
Damn it. That's a lot.
And then this one, which is just fucking hilarious. I love this. This is from Pierce Taylor. He says, Zapper 21, the Navy pilot that drew the sky penis back in 2017.
Oh, he was ahead of his time.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh.
The original cock and balls.
I mean, if you Google that and look it up, he did a pretty good job.
That's got to be hard to do.
Yeah.
I bet it took him a long time to do that.
You got to have balls to pull something like that off.
Guy, did you ever find the real name of the guy?
No, I'm looking for it.
Pilot? Yeah, I don't think it was ever disclosed. I think the Navy held it as classified information, so that I don't think they ever disclosed who he really was. But I think the call sign was Zapper 21. So
He's currently crop dusting in Arizona.
Flying rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong.
But you remember one thing. You screw up just this much, you'll be flying a cargo plane full of rubber dog shit out of Hong Kong. Yes, sir. That is all. You can tell me about the mix some other time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yep.
All right, so that's our nominations so far. I want to get more. You guys keep it up. In order to be eligible for the Glock $75 gift card, you have to post on social media, and you have to use the hashtag TLGlock and TL300. So Facebook, Instagram. I'm not checking Twitter, but I don't know if any of you are posting on Twitter or not. I don't think you are.
Killed it.
Do what?
I killed it. I'm out.
You're out. But you can still send your nominations in. Email them. I've had several of you email them, said you didn't have social media. You're just not going to be eligible for that giveaway. But you will be eligible for other giveaways that we're doing. So, I'm giving away Leadys. I'm giving away Rats tourniquets. Giving away 1776 United gift cards. We're giving away a 22 suppressor. Dooley Defense has put up an SOS 22 suppressor. And what you have to do on that is, what does freedom mean to you? And do a social media post. And it could be of anything. It could be just like this kid tying the shoes of the honor guard. Or it could be like one of our lead heads posted, they're just out having a picnic with their family. Whatever, sitting around playing Xbox, going out shooting tannerite, whatever freedom means to you. Post a picture on social media. Use the hashtag TLFreedomCast, TL300, and tag Dooley Defense and tag Talking Lead, and you're going to be eligible for that one.
And be ready to wait 10 months.
And you're responsible for the tax stamp. You got to pay your own tax stamp. Maybe by then we'll get some law passed where suppressors are taken off the NFA. Or maybe just the whole NFA goes away.
Yeah, it just repeals the law.
I mean, since we're living in a fantasy world, we might as well do that too. But we're also, and I haven't come up with this yet, we're giving away a set of gongs from X-Steel Targets. Kel-Tec has put up one of their CP33 22 long pistols, which is really cool. That's going to be like the top prize. We've not come out with how we're going to give that away yet, but we'll let you know as soon as we do. But I want you guys to take part in all these giveaways. The flashlights from ASP, we've got 2 more sets of those to give away. $170 value per kit on those. Flashlight kit, the XDF dual fuel light kits. So participate, be engaging, and you win cool shit from Talking Lead and our sponsors and the friends of the show. How awesome is that?
Awesome.
This is awesomeness. So, guys, speaking of awesomeness, we still got a world record we're trying to break, and just shit seems to be getting in our way. So let's talk about our latest trip to Utah. South of Salt Lake City, undisclosed location. We did a lot of live coverage down there. If you guys were watching our Facebook or Instagram, we were covering it. had it for you guys to watch live. Unfortunately, the day before, when I flew in, we were out doing some test shooting and whatnot, and tragedy struck. So, Charlie, you want to walk us through that?
Are you talking about the equipment breaking?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been having some issues with our tacos. So for the next shoot, we're definitely going to double down and get two of each.
So for you guys who are just tuning in, Charlie is going for the world record longest rifle shot. And this attempt, I think we had set at, 6,500?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
6,500 yards. And it was actually a less than one MOA target because we had the target made for 6,000. So to add to the difficulty even more, it's a smaller target. But Charlie's using a 408 Tejas, which is designed by Brad. And we've talked about it on past episodes. But for our new listeners, guys, talk about that 408 Tejas.
Okay. Based on a 408 Shytech case, straighter case, a 50-degree shoulder. We have some custom bullets that we made for it and some bullets from Lehigh. They're both showing the promise of hitting it. So we're running those things almost 3,300 feet per second.
Yeah,
that's a lot of lead going fast. That's a big block, high rep.
The good news is we know the bullets are flying flat and stable out to that distance because we're recovered quite a few rounds. They're hitting perfect angle. They're not tumbling or anything. So we got the right equipment. We just got
the equipment, got the distance. I mean, you're flying it on some of those. We just got to get the accompanying equipment to hold up.
Well, the mirror, I did not know that it was glued like the day before, that we needed to wait. Didn't know any of that. So,
that would have been nice to know, right?
Yeah, but everything was in a hurry, so that's all that happened. And the glue just didn't hold.
Yeah, well, the first time was operator error, our fault. We didn't put the bolts in the Charlie, but second time, same thing.
Yeah, just like can't get a break on our tacos or our deltas. So, but you got to figure it out now. I mean, it's a process, and we're going through the process. I mean, people think you just should be able to go out, pull the trigger, shoot, and hit the targets. It's not that easy. There's a lot that goes into this, and had some other things that were kind of jacking us up. The wind was very unpredictable, and
we had a good solid 5 hours of 20 and 30 mile an hour winds.
Still made some hits though, and there's some other good hits made.
Yes, and I was going to say, for everything that went wrong, there's good that happened on this shoot too, and we're going to talk about that. But I want to go through our 408 Tejas shooting first, and then we'll get to that other.
Yeah.
So Charlie, talk about the motivation behind making this shot.
Well, the motivation behind making the shot was being able to do something that somebody hasn't done yet, and definitely put together a great team. Brad's definitely one of the best gun builders and bullet builders in the world. And then coming up with all the other gadgets and stuff, it kind of all came together, and we came up with a plan a few years ago and hit the 5,000, and I think we'll be able to get out to 7 eventually.
Yeah, I don't think 7's going to be a problem at all, seeing how you're just dancing around this 6,500 once you get all the, like I said, the accompanying accessories dialed in. And people are asking, what's a Delta, what's a taco? Talk about what those are used for.
So the Charlie model, Tacom HQ makes them. It's the only company that makes them. They invented them. Actually, I think when they first came out with them, we were one of the first people to shoot it. But the Charlie model it's like a periscope system, so it gives you another 400 to 1,000 MOA of elevation. But the problems we're having with the Charlie model is like your scope's tilted up so far, you're catching the end of your muzzle brake or barrel, and it's putting it in the center of the scope, so it kind of messes up your sight picture.
Yeah.
So shortly after, they came up with the Delta, and what the Delta does is it just same thing, periscope, but it moves it off to the side, so you're not picking up the end of your barrel, so you don't get the mirage or heat off your barrel or pick up your muzzle brake. So it's a great system. Works good. We just got to get it bolted down correctly and have the glue seated.
Yeah.
It definitely works good.
Because your average non-superhero shooter, you're just regular civilian shooter like me, your scopes have plenty of elevation that you'll ever need. More elevation than you'll ever need. And Jeremiah can talk to this. You guys started off, you were using the right on 4 to 36 or 4 to 32 by 56?
Correct.
I'll get those numbers right.
Yep.
and he maxed out the elevation in that. So talk about just, that scope and the features on that scope and the elevation that Charlie was using.
Well, like in all transparency, there's no scope on the market. I would love to say ours has a ton of elevation, and it has like a groundbreaking amount of elevation for the price point it's in. But we're talking about shooting so far. It's just like the last dial-in piece. But that 4-32 is our flagship. It's the first focal plane scope with an illuminated precision shooting reticle in it. It's not kind of Charlie's favorite reticle, but he was willing to take a chance on it. And, he seemed really impressed with it, so we were happy with that. But this one, for all you PRS guys and precision shooting guys, 0 stops, illumination, 34 mil tube, kind of all the bells and whistles, for around $1,200 probably.
For that,
out of the
price,
store.
Yeah,
So
for that price point,
amazing.
You're getting a $3,000 scope for under $1,500.
Yeah, absolutely. We really are.
It was very impressive. I was impressed with it. It held true all the way out. It was for $1,200. You can't beat it.
No way.
Absolutely. And another piece of equipment that you guys are using is the mount itself. You're getting a little extra elevation from that. Talk about the mount you're using.
Yeah, there's 2 of them. Go ahead. Go
ahead, Brad.
Okay. We do have the Ivy ring set, which gets you to 0 to 200 MOA. And then we also have one from Riton Optics. It's a mechanical. So that one, you basically have to pull 1 bolt out, loosen 3, move it, but it's rock solid. It does work, and it's about half the price of the Ivy. It's just the Ivy is quick, instant. But what's happening now, what we did, and that'll come up later with Jeremiah's shot, we went to straight rings. And that base, it worked.
Yeah.
It's getting more affordable, basically, to do this.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, too. There's not a lot of people that are shooting these kind of distances, these ranges, So.
No, and we do it more for information, just so we can pass it on to our guys out there in the field that need this.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of information by the data we're collecting. It's awesome.
Right, and that's a point that I want to hit on, too, is, we're saying, this was unsuccessful, we didn't hit the target, blah, 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 but there was a lot more gain from this than what people actually realize. And, you're taking data, you're doing calculations. Every miss is information.
Yes.
So talk about what you're doing as Charlie's making these shots and why you're doing that.
Yeah,
crossing your fingers.
That too. What we're figuring out is basically the garden hose effect. We're making horizontal adjustments in the scope, okay? And the bullet's coming in on a parabolic curve. So that's your hardest thing, is to try and figure out how much you have to move that scope, because basically where we were, about third value is what we figured out. Because that bullet is coming in at almost 28, 29 degrees, but we're making 180-degree adjustments.
Yeah.
That was screwing us up. So.
Yep, it's all about the slope and glide.
And that's the garden hose effect that you're talking about.
Yeah. Everybody's playing with a garden hose. You get it all the way up, and you move it just a little bit, and it goes about 3 feet. Then a little bit more, and then it's just done. So
that's what she said. Anyway, I had to throw that in. So this, you're taking ballistic data as well. That's the big thing that you're doing. Calculating this, bringing it back for the next shoot. Are you making any adjustments to the round itself, the load or anything like that? Does that help you with that?
Yes, I'm still. We want to go faster, of course, and then carry the speed and energy down there. So I'm right at the edge between this 400, 420 grain. We've got it pretty well dialed in. I'm just still playing with the curve of the bullet, the old guy with the bullet, and that's crazy.
Right.
It's
now I know I might be premature, but you're talking about going above and beyond the 6500. Is that going to require a redesign of that bullet?
It is, and we're getting ready to do that too. We're going to be machining some brass that can take a little bit more pressure, so that's going to help. But we're also looking at smaller calibers, like the 338 408.
Yeah.
With the right bullets, I think it's going to be very capable of doing the same thing.
Well, you made a good point there too, the brass being able to handle the pressure. So that's something you got to consider also. So you're looking at the different casings for that also for that round, which makes a lot of sense. Which that pressure, it shattered a mirror on the Deltas. There's a lot of pressure behind that.
Let's go in two directions with that muzzle brake, so the gun's going forward, backward, and forward at the same time. That's tough on stuff.
Yeah.
Take the muzzle brake off, the stuff won't break, but Charlie won't want to shoot it more than 2-3 times.
Especially without air pro in.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't that happen one time?
Oh, yeah.
Every time.
Happened once, I know. It was like, oh, man.
Definitely made my ear ring. That doesn't happen very often.
I got a great Polaroid of it.
That's not what I remember him saying.
No.
I must have been deaf, too.
I didn't hear much after that.
He didn't either.
So we're going to try it again. You're not giving up, taking all this data. You're going to take it to a different location, I think we're talking about. Not going to mention where yet, but it's coming up maybe in the next couple of months.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Or 3 or 4. Where are we at?
I don't know, but it's going fast.
Yeah, it's coming up.
For sure it's about over.
But that day, those couple of days that we were out there, there were some, like I said, there were some great things going on. Didn't make the 6,500 shot with the 408, but we had some 2-mile targets set up, and we had the 50 Tejas out there, had the 338, and we had the 338 408. Did I
and
say
the 22.
That? And the 22. That's right, and the 22 Tejas. So, and we had success with all those. So let's talk about that, and let's start off with the 50. And we've talked about this 50 a couple of times on the show. We had Debbie Lee on with Guy. Guy, talk about that 50 Tejas that Brad has designed for you guys.
Brad put together an Armorlite AR-50 Tejas for us. It's a 802 grain bullet it's coming out at a muzzle velocity between 2675 and 3200 feet per second based off the powder configuration.
Wow.
So it's custom made. It's custom made based around Mark Lee's camouflage, the weapon he would actually carry in the field. Brad put a lot of time and effort into it, and Debbie has helped us design that. It's signed by both Charlie and by Brad, and we're taking that out beyond the range of what a normal 50 caliber can complete. So Charlie successfully hit twice at 2 miles.
Yes.
And I think with the new ballistics, we'll be able to take that out to the 3.1 miles, the 3.2 miles that we'll be shooting next time.
That'll be awesome. That's going to be sweet. And talk about pressure with that one too. You had that what was it called? Above it, and it just shattered that from the pressure. What?
Oh, the canopy. Easy up. It was easy down after that.
No, not the canopy. No, I'm not talking about the canopy. I'm talking about that.
The chronograph.
The chronograph. Thank you. Yes, had a chronograph set up on it, and after like 2 shots, it
didn't like it.
It shattered that chronograph. It was hilarious. Talk about your design on that 50 Tejas, Brad.
That's actually a real old one. I've been doing that for 35 years. It's just the bullets have been getting increasingly better. So it's the same thing. It's a straighter case. It holds 90 grains more powder. Basically, you take a 300 Win Mag and dump it in. Yeah. Everybody goes, why? Well, because I could.
Why not?
Yeah. So it's up and coming. Yeah. Go ahead, Charlie.
Yeah, just a good comparison on that. That first time we were shooting out there, we were shooting regular ball 50 cal ammo, and they were dropping out of the sky. We couldn't get them to push past.
They were. They were just dropping like dead ducks. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that was 2,800, and with Brad's round, we're hitting 3,500 consistently, or 2 miles. Yeah. So that's the difference between a well-designed bullet and a military-grade bullet.
Yeah, but you hit it twice. So the 2 mile mark on the 50 Tejas has been achieved convincingly with the two bam bam hits. So we got that. It was like success, and then you broke out. I think, Jeremiah, did you break out the 338?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's just it was a 338 Lapua. It wasn't one of the.
Okay, so this was a Lapua
Tejas rounds, but yeah.
Well, just imagine what a Tejas round would do if you were hitting it with a Lapua.
Right. We got to see a little bit of what it would do with that.
The 408,
338, 408. Yeah, that thing was nuts.
Yeah, that's pretty insane. Definitely you wouldn't believe it unless you saw it. But yeah, 4 MOA dropping 1,000 yards. That's pretty impressive for anyone.
Well, I think it was Mills. It was 4 Mills.
Oh, was it Mills? Okay.
Yeah, Ivy was Mills, and the scope was MOA. And everybody's so excited about hitting, we didn't figure out MMMMMs. So
that was one of the obstacles we had to overcome too. Is a lot of people were shouting out Mills, other people were shouting out MOA, and
that gun is both.
And then you mix them together.
Yeah.
So, it was still flat and fast, and it did hit the 2 miles in the wind. So
even 12 MOA at 1,000 yards. That's like half of what most rounds do.
Yeah, it's running a 300 grain at 33 and change.
This is 33. The 338 408?
Yes, and that's just first loading. I mean, I've shot this thing 19 years ago, but it took me that long to get the second gun mill for me. And so we've got a lot to gain there.
I was going to say, what are your expectations for this round, this rifle?
I think we can get 6,500. I think we can get that out of it once I get a little more speed up. I want to get into a solid bullet, because that was Berger's doing that, which was really impressive for a lead core bullet to hit the 2 miles. I was impressed.
Right.
They shot good.
This isn't a call-in show, guys. We're not taking questions.
So, and then the other little underdog.
Yeah. The next up is a powerhouse.
A little 22.
And it's not little.
No, it's not.
By any means. So you guys are thinking, 22 long, 22 Magnum. No. This 22 is
it's got a donkey.
Donkey.
Yeah, so we're running a 77 grain, almost 3,800, and it's a solid.
Wow.
And 4-shot, we're packing up, but the 4-shot hit was 3 feet left to 2 miles, so it will be there.
Yeah, we just ran out of day for that one. Otherwise, you would have nailed it.
But yeah, it's 1,000, a mile, then 2 miles, just like that. Boom, boom, boom. It was just spot on.
And it was getting there. It was shitting and getting. It was getting there quick.
Yeah, it was. So that one's definitely gonna do the 2 miles, maybe more. Don't know.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, and I had the GoPro set up down by the target for the 6,500. I wish I'd have had it on the 2 mile. I didn't have it set up on the 2 mile, or we'd have got some good impact shots on that. But unfortunately, we didn't get that.
That's all right.
Did you guys have any cameras set up on the 2 mile? Don't think
we had set up on both, but I don't know what we really got off of it, because it wasn't talking all the time.
Yeah.
No, yeah, there wasn't anything viable on there.
Yeah, so, I think on the next shot we should bring quite a few GoPros and get different angles for windage and elevation for the different targets.
Yeah, definitely.
Because those seem to pick up the shots pretty good out at distance.
If we can get the signal, we could set up a device down there and do a live feed.
That's Guy.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Which, speaking of Guy, I mean, that's what made the whole trip possible for Talking Lead to be there. Southwest Telephone Company, Fortem Tactical. Guy Connor, appreciate you making that possible. I know the lead heads are very appreciative of it. All the viewers and coverage that we got on Facebook and Instagram, you could tell everybody was really enjoying that. So thank you for making that possible.
Anytime.
Well, we got one coming up, so don't say that. Don't say it unless you mean it. But talk about your involvement with this guy, with this shoot. I mean, we know you're involved with America's Mighty Warriors and the 50 cal, but you've been with these guys for a while and taking part.
Yeah, I've known Brad for, I don't know, somewhere around 5 to 7 years, and we formed our own FFL out here, Fortem Tactical in Las Vegas, Nevada, primarily around the long distance precision. And we came up with the idea of building the the American Mighty Warrior 50 caliber around both Brad and Charlie making a long distance shot with it and then auctioning that off at SHOT Show. So just over time, I've just been involved and come out and help out, pick stuff up,
You've
bring
been
beer.
Instrumental in providing the communications out there, the comms. So thank you for that.
We attempt. My pleasure. I mean, the next shot, we should have a unit set up to where we can transmit both sound and video directly back from a 3 to 4 mile shot on a direct line of sight.
Nice.
That's going to be awesome.
That's going to
be like watching golf.
But a hell of a lot more fun.
Yeah, we need a laser beam that shows where the bullet flying.
Yeah, that would be that we could start doing TV series then. Because people will watch it, That's what That's what made golf so popular, is being able to track the ball. And same thing with poker, until they developed those little cams where they could see the hands of the people.
Oh yeah,
that's what made it so popular.
See some awesome tracers, and we'll go world record breaking at night.
Could do that.
Yeah, that might be something to look into. How they're tracking that golf ball. You should be able to do the same thing with a bullet.
It's a little bit fast.
Well, it's fast.
Yeah, it's a little faster. The technology's out there. It's just the cost to get there.
Yep. Just need the Hornady camera bullet.
Call it the lead head.
Mm-hmm.
Put it on the bullet. The lead head. Well, very good. So, not giving up. Great things were accomplished. Gonna do it again. Coming up soon. We'll keep you guys posted. Be watching social media. Be listening to the podcast. And, hopefully we'll have some notice. This one kind of snuck up on us. We didn't have a lot of notice, but we were there and we got it covered, and we'll do the same next time. Anything else you guys want to add? Am I overlooking anything on the shoot that we need to talk about?
I think that's pretty good.
I was trying to think if there was anything else. Well, and this wasn't part of the shoot, but, we had that extra day that we didn't go out, and we made the most of it. Guy and I got an invitation to go visit Brad at his laboratory, and I gotta say, man, I'm still in awe of that and everything that you've done, and got to know you a little bit better also. And I want to have you back on the show, and I want to talk about your story, because you've got a great story, man. And I think it's very interesting, and I know the leadheads would want to hear it.
Well, we can do that.
But the first thing when I walk into the Mad Scientist laboratory, I see this 4x4 he's got tucked away in the back, and I don't even say hi or anything. It's like yeah. I run straight back there to it. Can you talk about that?
The 4x4?
Yeah, the Frankenstein Land Cruiser or Land Rover that you built.
Yeah, the Toyota or Shibota.
Yeah, that that thing.
Yeah,
that's a machine.
Yeah, it's a side business. So I've exported engines to 7, 8 different countries. Been building those Land Cruisers. I built my first engine at 13, my first hot rod at 14, first Toyota. I think I was 17 or 18. I did the first 350 Chevy automatic transmission Toyota done, working with advanced adapters, and I've done so many since then. But that one, I try to put so much in it, no one will buy it. But this is my 12th one. So,
oh my gosh, it's amazing.
But that one, yeah, it's a 388 cubic inch engine. It shifts at 6,500, which is not normal. Normal here.
It's Tejas.
Dude, there is nothing normal in anything you do.
No, I mean, anyway, it's a hell of a rig. It's hooked up to a 4-speed 700 R4 automatic overdrive. Then just the front half of a Chevy Blazer transfer case for high-low, and then the Toyota transfer case. So I've got 12 forward speeds, 3 reverse. It'll go as slow as you want or as fast as you want. I mean, it will white smoke all 4 tires, and those are 35s. The seatbelts in it came out of Black Hawk helicopters. I mean, there's just a lot of neat stuff in this thing. Full cage, front axle move forward 3 inches, rear move back 3 inches, and
oh my
God, it's an awesome sounding vehicle too. It does rumble.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
how much you selling that for, Brad?
140.
How much? 140.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, as soon as I teach a lot more courses, I'd love to buy it.
It's crazy.
If we get you in Nashville, I think we've reconnected you with Art, so I think that's going to hopefully happen.
Oh, yes, sir. Looking forward to it. But, yeah, we got a couple courses coming up. I got one for the Operation Pay It Forward charity event.
Oh, okay. Talk about that.
They're a great charity. It's OPIF with Mike Burns and Mike Vanderhoof. They run it out of Utah, but they set up they help veterans out all over the U.S. and take them on hunts and shooting, and it's a great program. So I got a course up in Colorado Springs the end of this month, and then we're doing one out in Utah the middle of August also.
That's cool. And what's the organization called again?
It's OPIF, Operation Pay It Forward.
I'm looking it up right now.
Yep, and all the money they make goes straight to helping veterans. It's not like some of them where they take salaries and stuff, but yeah, great organization. I've been working with them for a few years now.
Very nice. It's just opif4ourvets.org, guys. Look that up. And they've got a calendar of their events there. I guess you're on there. Is it on your website? Can they go and check out your calendar on your website as well? Charlie Mike Precision?
Yeah, my website's still a work in progress.
Oh, I got you. I'm pretty sure they've got one there. I just did a little quick look. The 4th annual fundraiser banquet coming up. There's some sponsorship levels available there. And these guys are in Utah?
Yeah, they're all over. So they're building a lodge out here in Abilene, Texas also. So we'll be doing courses up there. And then they got one in Kansas. I teach that up there, that big pheasant hunting ranch, Ringneck Ranch out there. They do one. I just finished up a course out there for them too.
Nice. We need to get these guys on the show and let them talk about their organization.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'll hook you up. I'll send you Mike Burns' info.
Cool.
Hey, Guy, tell them about the outfit you hooked up with too out of Texas.
Train Our Troops.
There you go.
What's the name of it?
It's called Train Our Troops, and it's put together by a couple people they haven't been veterans. They're not veterans, but they wanted to help veterans out. So they take veterans and run them through a series of courses that would cost $12,000, $15,000, $30,000, whether it's juniper training for network switching to pole climbing and tower maintenance and in the cell phone world, and run them through the courses at no cost, and then there's jobs waiting for them at the end of that. And they're in the midst of working with Debbie Lee and themselves to see if they can get this really certified by the VA and I think the Department of Education. So there's a payment at the end of that once they complete it. Nice. So it's just trainourtroops.org.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, very good.
And they're out of Texas too, right?
Yeah, they're out of Austin, Texas, and they're setting up an office here in Las Vegas. Also,
very cool.
Yeah, that is awesome. So you guys check that one out too. It's trainourtroops.org. Very cool. Well, guys, thank you so much. I think that wraps up our Utah visit. But I wanted to talk a little bit about Brad's mad scientist laboratory there. I mean, it's just amazing. Words can't describe it, and I'm sure he doesn't want me to describe it. But a lot of the stuff that he was showing me is hush, top secret stuff. But it was truly an honor to be able to go and check that out. So thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Of course. I'm glad you got to.
Oh, man. It's
a tiny little place. It's
never
busy.
Forget it. Hope to come back.
Yes. We need to build one.
I've got some ideas.
Okay.
I got some ideas.
There's still more Tejas being built.
Tejas. Yeah, I mean, we didn't even talk about the 307 round. This is episode 307.
Yeah.
We kicked off the show. I was going to talk about the 307 Winchester. So there's an actual 307 Winchester cartridge out there, ladies and gentlemen, and Brad knew that. Because I was saying, damn, we should wait one more episode to be episode 308. We can, tie it in with the 308 cartridge. He goes, well, there's a 307. And it's fairly recent, as far as gun history goes.
And made for a lever action, and basically it's a 308 with a rim on it, and it was a pretty cool little deal. So it just didn't stick. It's still out there, but
Yeah, I'm sure it's hard to find. The 307 Winchester is the parent case of the 356 Winchester and proprietary round of the 6.5 JDJ.
Yeah, J.D. Jones. He does a lot of neat stuff for encores and contenders, so he needs everything rimmed. It's a lot easier to get them extracted.
Gotcha. But this was 1982 was when this was introduced by Winchester. So very cool. And I think Marlin tried to come out with one to do it as well, we read.
Yeah. Tubular.
Is that where tubular comes from? The circle tubular, dude. So a little history, a little facts to fight the myth right there from the mad scientist Brad Starr, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, that's going to wrap up another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. Big thanks to all our sponsors, Riton Optics, the official optics of Talking Lead. Check them out at riton.com. You can put optics in there. You can put USA in there. I think it all comes up. And you can link to them from our website as well. Modern Spartan Systems, favorite lube of Brad Starr and Charlie Melton, keeping those guns.
And Guy.
And Guy and, everybody. Modern Spartan Systems for all your gun cleaning and lubricating needs. They've got everything you need. They even got some glass cleaner, too, for your scopes.
And your glasses.
And it works good for your glasses, too. I know Tia is constantly messing her glasses up, and she's like wiping them off with her shirt and this, that. I was like, use this stuff. So she started using that. I think you call it Crystal Clear. crystal clear, and she's rocking and rolling. But what I did, I got to tell you, they're crystal clears in a little spray bottle.
Right.
Little spray bottle. I've been after them to get their accuracy oil in a spray bottle. So I took one of my crystal clears and emptied that out, and I put the accuracy oil in there, and I made my own little spray bottle. So.
That works. It does work good. I actually put it in a needle dripper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and you can put a drop exactly where you want it and get down inside the gun.
Yeah, be a little more precise.
Yeah.
But don't mix the bottles up is what I was going to say if you do that. Because if you spray your glasses with the accuracy oil, you're going to have a bad day.
It's going to be a little free.
Yeah, it's going to be a little greasy.
You'd be fish bag.
Kel-Tec Weapons, official sponsors of Talking Lead, and giving away that CP33. So stay tuned for details on the CP33 .22 long pistol that they've got out. Shoots really good. I'm sure. Have you seen it yet, Brad? You seen
Yes.
It? Yeah.
I like it.
It's pretty cool. Maybe you can Tejas that.
Are you talking about the 22 Magnum one?
They have a 22 Magnum one, but this is their 22 long. They just came out with it.
Yeah, that 22 Magnum, that's a good shooting little pistol.
It is. It really is. This one holds 33 rounds in just their standard magazine, thus the CP33. And then they've come out with their new KSG, the single tube, KSG shotgun, the KS7. So it's lighter, more maneuverable. It's pretty cool. Check them out, keltecweapons.com. Fortem Tactical, Southwest Telephone. Again, thank you guys so much. Who's banging on their keyboard? Thank you guys so much for making the trip possible, and we look forward to doing more with you guys in the future.
Yeah, excited to see it happen again.
Oh, anytime. We can't wait for the next one. We should have some enhanced comms out there this time.
ASP flashlights, ASP USA. Check them out. They've got all kinds of gear besides flashlights. They really take care of our law enforcement men and women over there. ASPUSA.com. We're giving away 3 of their XTDF flashlight kits, $170 value each. We've given 1 away. Going to give away 2 more. 1776 United, official swag, sponsors of Talking Lead. Get your T-shirts, get your patches, 1776united.com. You want to get your leady, keep your drinks cold, keep your drinks hot. Get your leadies at dipstick123.com/Talking Lead. Actually, it's dip123.com/Talking Lead. You get your leadies. And speaking of leadies, we're going to give one away right now. Who's on Facebook? Who's got Facebook? Who's able to get to Facebook?
I can.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold on.
Go to Facebook, Jeremiah, and scan down to our coverage from the shoot in Utah.
Okay.
I think there might be like a quick link to a video or something when you first pull it up there. Pick one of those, click on it, and then just randomly go down, and people that commented pick somebody, and that's going to be the winner of our limited edition 300th episode Talking Leady. Somebody who commented.
Let's go with Rick Wasson. Wasson.
Rick Wasson.
Yep.
Congratulations, Rick. You are going to win a limited edition Talking Leady 300th episode. Send me an email, talkinglead@gmail.com, with your contact info, and we'll get that sent to you. You're also going to get a Rats Tourniquet from Rats Tourniquet. Good buddy Jeff Kirkham over there is donating a lot of these tourniquets to you lead heads, so we're got a lot more of these to give away. I've got 40% discount codes for Safariland, and I know several of you lead heads have emailed me for those codes. I've sent those. I've got tons more to give out, so if you want 40% discount at Safariland, send me an email, talkinglead@gmail.com, and I'll hook you up with a 40% discount code from Safariland. Thanks to Keith Garcia for giving us those. I mean, I've got over 100 of these things, so I got a bunch. Plenty to go around. You guys want a 40% discount code to Safariland?
Sure.
Sure. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'll use it.
Brad's like, I'll just make my own.
No, I don't have time for that.
Just make my own.
I've got something I put in it.
And, of course, Dooley Defense for supplying the 22 silencer. Big thanks to Nick Dooley over there, one of our biggest leadhead supporters. And Bud over at X Steel Targets for the set of gongs, and then also for providing the targets for Charlie's shoot. Maybe we can get him to do for this next one some sort of jackwagon target that we can shoot at. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Maybe do a Hillary Clinton one or an Obama one or something. I don't know. We'll come up with something that's cool. But yeah, keep your suggestions. Everything coming talkinglead@gmail.com. Be looking for those. Make sure you're participating in our giveaways. And we're going to be giving away the silencer in the next couple of episodes. So we're going to be picking the winner of that. And then I want to go ahead and give away a gift card too, another 1776 United gift card. So how do you guys suggest we randomly pick one of those for a winner? Any good suggestions?
Caller number 5.
Caller number 5. Who's on Instagram? Who's got Instagram? Where's my phone?
I can get there.
I can't even phone. Somebody call me so I can find my phone. Here it is. All right, so Jeremiah is randomly going to Instagram. He's picking a post. Which post did you pick, Jeremiah?
I've already scrolled away from it, so I don't actually remember. I think it was a pitch. It was a picture that had multiple pictures. The first one.
Was it the one of the muzzle brake?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. So
and the comment was "Send it, Charlie," and some knuckles.
Okay. And that was from John Adams?
Yes, sir.
All right, John Adams, the third. You are the winner of the $25 1776 United gift card. So congratulations to you. Send me an email, talkinglead@gmail.com, and I'll get you the code so you can use that. Hopefully you'll use it to buy a Talking Lead t-shirt or a patch, but you can use it for anything on their website. They've got cool stuff, so I won't be mad if you buy something. It's really cool. All right, guys, that does it. That wraps us up. Charlie, thank you so much for taking the time to be on, getting us an update, and looking forward to the next shoot, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's going to happen.
Oh, yeah. It's coming.
It's coming. It's going to happen. Brad, thank you.
You betcha.
We're going to have you on. I want to get you on. We want to hear your story. We're going to do just a whole episode on Brad's life story. It's a movie, I'm telling you. It could be a Hollywood movie.
I ain't going to fit in one episode, I could tell you already.
Maybe we'll do one of those Netflix things.
Miniseries.
Documentary.
Yeah.
It needs to be a documentary.
Tejas, the series.
A netumentary. Jeremiah, thank you for being on. I guess we can unofficially make this an Optics 101 course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Our July Optics 101 course.
there's always something to be learned.
That's right. That's right. Riton Optics. Check them out, guys. Jeremiah is J-Mack on Instagram. You can follow him there. And Guy, you're starting to become a regular, man. It's like your third episode, right? Third time you've been on?
I think second time.
So is this the second time? Okay.
Second time. First time was Debbie, and
then
second time.
Okay. Well, you're welcome back anytime. Again,
It's an honor. Thank
Wouldn't
you.
have been possible without you, so thank you for sponsoring the Leadhead Brigade at the shoot, man. It was awesome.
Oh, so worth it. We'll be at the next one.
And then, of course, America's Mighty Warriors. You guys, if you want to get that 50 Tejas, they can go to your website, which is
swtel.com/AMW.
And that's
You
how
can register.
Get a ticket for the 50 Tejas. You're going to do a drawing at SHOT Show, right?
Not a drawing. We're actually doing we'll be doing an auction.
It's an auction, not a drawing. It's an
Auction.
auction.
That was an auction. We are talking about another one, right? To do a drawing?
Yeah. We're talking about putting together another one that we'll actually raffle off.
Ooh,
So
that'll be sweet.
some Brad's pulling together the necessary equipment so we can make that happen.
That'll be sweet. Okay. Well, there you go, guys. So if you don't get outbid on that one, then you got an opportunity maybe for a random drawing. Oh, give your social media and Instagram, Brad.
Okay. Social media is Instagram, Tejas_rifles. And then it's just performanceguns@gmail.com. Or perf guns, sorry. PERF guns@gmail.com.
And Charlie.
Tejas, Tejas.
Tejas.
Correct.
Rifles.
Yeah.
It's Tejas_rifles, right?
Correct.
There you go. Charlie Mike Precision. You know all your stuff?
Yeah, it's all Charlie Mike Precision at .com or Facebook or
Instagram.
All
right, Leadheads, that wraps up another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. We will be back next week with another awesome episode, so stay tuned. But until then, as always, keep your loved ones close.
And your
Firearms closer.
I think we got it. I think we're dealing with it.
Brad Starr, Performance Guns. Great to be on this show again. 300 episodes. Man, Leadheads, you're making it happen. It's awesome.
Hey, Leadheads, Jeremiah Alexander, J-Mack. Congratulations on the 300th episode, and Riton Optics is happy to be part of it.